Okie dokie. We're on day 2 and 3. We're writing the rough draft for the pet prompt. Remember, the prompt said, think about a pet you'd like to own. Write to explain why you would choose it and what your plan would be once you owned it. I did start the essay. It kind of looks like this. Remember, my paragraphs were divided into why and what's my plan. So let's read what I've gotten. I finished it, actually. In 4th grade, my teacher had 2 rat snakes as our class pets. I want to get a rat snake as my pet. They are gentle, their bites do not hurt. Rat snakes would be cool to show your friends. Also, they eat insects. My plan would be to research rat snakes first. I would then buy them an enclosure and food. I would clean their enclosure once a week. I'm going to invite people over to see the rat snake pets. Make people happy, and watching animals is interesting. I believe that having a pet helps people with responsibility. What do you think? Oh, boring, terrible? I see. Okay, good. If you are the type of writer who takes one section from your outline and turns it into one sentence, ugh, gross, terrible, bad. No. One little detail needs to be 1 or 2 sentences, depending on the detail. It could be just 1 sentence, but then this detail, the next one could be 2 or 3. You need to aim for about 2 sentences per detail and try hard to elaborate, which means talk more about each thing. So if you simply write a sentence for every little point on your outline, that's how boring your essay would look. I wanted to display that for you. All right, so my introduction, my only detail that I could think of was my 4th grade teacher had a rat snake. Something I want to show you that's new is right here. It says, click here to see a list of writing attention grabbers. When I open a new tab or a new thing, I like to do it in a new tab. So right click on top of that and you get this list of options. Click open link in a new tab. There we go. All right, so this is things that will help you write better. Excuse me, you could start your story with a shocking statement. Believe it or not, my 4th grade teacher had purple hair and a tattoo. You could start with a question. Can you imagine how confused the principal felt when he first saw a teacher with purple hair? So you see they're taking one example of this lady with purple hair, and they're using different ways to say it. Comparison. My teacher's hair is crazy, but her personality makes her more likable. Hyperbole, I like that one. The first thing I saw when I entered the room was her purple hair, and her hair was as purple as the darkest possible grape juice. So I think I want to start with a question. That's generally pretty easy, or all caps is good too. You could combine them. Onomatopoeia is really good. Bzzz. Ooh. Okay, now I'm inspired. Hold on. Let's go back. What could have made that sound? That's right. It is the sound of my new rat snake. In 4th grade, my teacher had 2 rat snakes as our class pets. I'm going to change this to someday want to get a rat snake as a pet. My reasons are quite convincing. Now I'm going to start my next paragraph with my reasons. So I'm using this sentence right here. My reasons are quite convincing to bridge or like lead you into the next paragraph. Now I don't want to just have a list of reasons. It's boring, like I've said. Let's get rid of this and cross it off. Bam. They're gentle, their bites don't hurt, they're cool to show your friends. Let's see if we can go back to some attention grabbers. Dialogue, shocking statement, opinion. Opinion's good. Let's see. Rat snakes are the coolest and most and easiest reptile to have as pets. They are gentle. Now, I think I want to use a comparison here. Isn't that what they used? Comparison. My teacher's hair is crazy, but her personality makes her really likable. Like a simile. If you've heard of similes before, that you use like or as to compare something to something else. So they are as gentle as puppies, comma, probably more gentle than puppies. This is because they are incredibly small. Who would be afraid of an animal that can fit in your hand? Question mark. Their bites do not hurt. When I was in 4th grade, I earned the right to hold the class rat snake when I did all of my work on time. The snake got nervous and bit my finger. It felt like a tiny pinprick. Pinprick. All right, so I took their bites don't hurt and I turned it into 1, 2, 3 sentences. So you see how I could take one little reminder and let it remind me of something and use 3 sentences to explain that. That's what I hope you're doing too. All right, so go back and reread. You always want to reread to make sure it sounds good together. Rat snakes are the coolest and easiest reptiles to have as pets. They are as gentle as puppies, probably more gentle than puppies. This is because they are incredibly small. Who would be afraid of an animal that can fit in your hand? Their bites do not hurt. When I was in 4th grade, I earned the right to hold the class pet when I did all my work on time. The snake got nervous and bit my finger. It felt like a tiny pinprick. Now it says rat snakes would be cool to show your friends. That's hard to go from pinprick to cool to show your friends. So you have to transition. You have to let someone know, hey, I'm changing the topic. So we could say, another convincing reason to own a rat snake would be is that they are cool to show your friends. Now I'm going to do some imagery, making an image in your mind. Imagine calling all your friends and inviting them over. Don't tell them the reason. Don't tell them the reason. They arrive to see a large glass container in your room. Inside is your new rat snake. Can you hear the surprise in their voices? Mark, all of your friends would be so excited. Okay, so I just turned cool to show your friends into how many sentences? Dun, dun, dun. Another convincing reason to own a rat snake would be that they're cool to show your friends. 1, imagine calling all your friends and inviting them over. 2, don't tell them the reason. 3, they arrive to see a large container in your room. 4, inside is a new rat snake. 5, can you hear the surprise in their voices? 6, all of them would be so excited. 7, I turned one little detail into 7 sentences. All right, last sentence is also they can eat insects. And again, you need a transition because to go from friends to be excited to eating insects doesn't make any sense. You need to let them know you're changing the idea. So finally, the most interesting reason to own a rat snake would be that they eat insects. I know some people would be grossed out by this reason. Not me. I think it would be neat to own a pet that eats insects. Let me verify, because I think the first thing on the third paragraph is research it. So I want to make sure that I'm not telling you a fib that they eat insects. So let's see. What do rat snakes eat? Let's research it. As juveniles, rat snakes eat small lizards, baby mice, and small frogs. Adult rat snakes have oh, that's right, they do. So we can change it. I think it'd be interesting regardless. So we have to change this word to rats. And then they eat rats. I know some people would be grossed out by this reason, not me. I think it would be neat to own a pet that eats rats. Technically, pets like that help the environment, and then we don't get overrun with rats. Let's go back. Okay, so let's just look up rat snakes, because the first thing on the third paragraph is researching rat snakes. Cool. They can go from New England to South Carolina, so it doesn't matter what temperature they live in. They eat mice, rats, squirrels, birds. Yuck. They vibrate their tails to expel malodorous musk. Ew. Interesting. How about if we come back and we say caring for rat snakes. There we go. Let's start the paragraph and then we'll come back to it. All right, so it says my plan would be to research rat snakes first. But let's see, did we finish this paragraph off nicely? Not me. I think it would be great to need to own a pet that eats rats. Don't you? Question mark? There we go. If you are going to own a reptile, comma, you need to have a plan. Period. My plan would be to research rat snakes first. I would Google, capitalize Google, the question, or the phrase, caring for rat snakes. At this point, I would read all the articles. What we wanted. There we go. All right. I can accommodate a snake that may grow up to 6 feet. Our snake was smaller than that. I'm comfortable handling a snake. Oh, is this just for regular snakes? Is a rat snake the right companion for you? I'm comfortable handling a snake. Yes. I'm comfortable feeding live food to a snake. I can commit to providing proper care for the snake. A mature person will be provide responsible and primary care for the companion animal. If you answered yes to these statements, a rat snake might be the right choice for you. They can live for 15 years. They can grow up to 4 to 8 feet. They eat the mice. Every 2 weeks, they eat mice. Housing, appropriate size and shape, habitat to accommodate the normal behaviors and exercise. You need to have shavings. 85 degrees, so you need to have a heat lamp in there. Okay, good. All right. So we can add some of this detail to our story here. If you're going to own a reptile, you need to have a plan. My plan would be to research rat snakes first. I would Google the phrase caring for snakes. At this point, I would read all the articles. Okay, according to research, rat snakes can grow to be as big as 8 feet long. Wow! Exclamation point. They need a warm habitat, and they can eat rats once every 2 weeks. This is very important to know if you are going to own a rat snake, period. Okay. And let's see. So I've just taken one little detail and I've expounded upon it, or elaborated and turned it into lots of sentences. After you research it, you need to buy an enclosure. To know, I would then buy them an enclosure. After, put your mouse in the right spot. After researching the rat snake, comma, I would then buy an enclosure and food. The websites also recommend buying shavings and a heat lamp, period. Enclosure and food. I'm gonna add a little like comedy here, or detail. Yes, that means I have to buy cold, comma, dead rats. Yuck. Exclamation point. The websites also recommend buying shavings and a heat lamp. It says I would clean their enclosures once a week. So once all the supplies were home and in place, comma, I would clean their enclosures once a week. I'm going to invite people over to see my rat snake. How about in between that we do a bridging sentence to get them there? Of course, I would feed the rat snake once every 2 weeks, like the website's detail, period. And as soon as I get into good habits with my new pet, comma, I'm going to take that out. I will invite people over to see the rat snake. They will love it! Exclamation point. So now let's cross things off. Buy food, clean the enclosure, invite people to see it. Cross you off. Conclusion. Pets make people happy. Watching them is interesting. Helps with the responsibility. Pets make people happy. The purchase of a rat do lots of things. It is clear that pets make people happy and watching animals is interesting. So I believe that having a pet helps people with responsibility. Yikes, right click on top of that. There we go. If there is another living, comma, breathing thing that you are in charge of, you will have a bigger sense of responsibility, and it will keep you more aware, and that, yikes, I don't like that. You have a bigger sense of responsibility. That can only help you grow! Exclamation point. All right, so that took a while, but it's way better than the original version. We've got onomatopoeia, we've got questions, we've got research, and so it turned out really well. We need to change the name of this because it's not the outline anymore. Go to File. There we go. Save as. Ooh, it's being slow today. Essays. Go to, yes, we're going to call it Pet Rough Draft because we didn't check it yet. Parodi. Now come back to Moodle. Yeah, right here. I forgot. We have to come back to the assignment tab right here. So we were looking at grabbers, we were looking at all kinds of things. Scroll to the very bottom, click Add Submission. Once the next page comes up, hopefully you've done this before. Come on, friend. There we go. It's coming. And remember, if you know how to do the last part, you don't have to watch the whole video. I just do it in case there's a new student who does not know how to do it. It's taking a second. I think I have too much open. Close you and close you. Yes. Add file. Then you're going to upload the file. Then you're going to browse for your file. The reason you always save it in the essay folder is this step right here. If you don't know what folder you saved it in, browsing it becomes an issue. You can click on recent places and your fingers are crossed because I believe one of the recent places you've just been is the essay folder. Yay! We're looking for Pet Rough Draft. Click on it, click open, upload this file, and as soon as you see the picture of the file, you just click save. If you need any help, let me know.